Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, recently I pulled out some cards that I wanted to take some high-resolution pictures of for Instagram and also for the YouTube page, but I wanted to show you what I pulled out. Some of these cards you've seen before on the channel, others you haven't. These are all vintage cards, and they're all going to be Bowman cards. So I've already shown you like the 48 Bowmans that I have and the 53 Bowmans. I've been able to complete the 48 Bowman set, and I'm working on the 1953 Bowman set as a secondary project to the Diamond Stars. But I do have cards from all of these sets that they released. I don't have a lot of them for a couple of years, as you'll see to kind of go through here. It's not been a huge focus of my collecting to get the other years at this point, but I certainly have a great appreciation really much for all of their designs. And I thought I'd go through them one by one. So some of the ones you're going to see, you've seen on the channel before, starting with the 1949 Stan Usual, which I picked up last year. So that is his second year card for Bowman, first one being 48. And that one is pretty cool. It's not an inexpensive card. Most of the stars of 49 are not inexpensive. Here we have Early Wins rookie card. As I mentioned before, and I've shown this, it's really cool because he's actually pictured in a Washington Senators uniform, which is the only card that has him pictured as such, even though the back talks about him already being with the Cleveland Indians by this point. Before he obviously finished his career in Chicago. Moving on to 50, here's one I've shown recently, at least in a picture on my YouTube page and Instagram, but the 1950 Luke Appling, which to my knowledge, as I mentioned in a previous video, I think it's the last playing days card of a person that was featured in the Diamond Star set and the only one to appear in the Golden Age from what I've been able to find so far. So there it is, Luke Appling. Not... but it's pretty inexpensive to be able to pick up that card for Luke Appling. Here we have the Roy Campanella, which I've shown recently too on the channel. This is the one I picked up in Vegas, I think now 2 years ago. We went to a card shop there, went to the Awesome Card Shop. That's pretty cool because one that was also featured on Chasing Cardboard back in the day. That's kind of cool to have a tie-in with that. And now on to 51. I have probably more 51s and 52s than the rest of the years, for the year, at least for the years that I don't collect, like 53 and obviously 48. I have a lot of them, but let's start with George Kell. Picked this one up probably back in, I don't know, like 2018 or something. Didn't pay much for it. May have won it for like $11. It's still a pretty inexpensive card at this point, but I certainly love the early Bowman card designs, especially the cards that were a little bit smaller. And I really love the 50, 51, and 52s in particular, at least of the sets that I don't collect. We'll take down, actually, take down Early Win, kind of keep in order, a little easier for me to put them away. Here we have George Kell, the Detroit Tigers, Hall of Fame third baseman. Here's a White Sox player. We have Chico Carousel. Chico Carousel was the shortstop that preceded Luis Aparicio in the Chicago White Sox. Also Venezuelan. Put him up in the corner. Just love the picture of this one with the evergreens in the background. Kind of gives an appearance that it was taken during spring training somewhere. Here's another White Sox. This one's actually autographed. I've shown this one before, but the Billy Pierce autograph. It's on his rookie card. Be pretty cool if he ever made the Hall of Fame. It'd be my oldest Hall of Fame rookie auto if he did. As it is now, it's the oldest autographed baseball card that I have, I believe, in my collection. Take down Roy. Put up Billy Pierce here. Name that's been mentioned a few times for the Hall of Fame. Here we have a Hall of Fame manager. Here he is pictured with the Boston Braves with Billy Southworth. Kind of known more for his time managing the Cardinal teams that were in the World Series and won World Series during the 30s and early 40s. Also played for them for some time too. We got Billy. We got another White Sox player. We have the rookie card of Nellie Fox, the old SGC holder. I remember picking this one up with Christmas money I got right at like New Year's Eve. Like the auction was ending like just an hour before midnight, and I was able to acquire this card at that time. It's funny I remember those things when you do it, but I was really happy to have it because I have been wanting that card for some time. and I was able to pick it up at that time. Here we got another Hall of Fame manager, former player. We have Leo DeRocher with the New York Giants. Managed for a lot of different teams. Love that image of him. It's also, I think, the same one they use for 52. They just use like a facsimile autograph on there. For the other, maybe it's 50, same image, I'm not sure. Here's another White Sox rookie. Minnie Minoso, for those of you who can't afford the Topps one, the 52 Topps, the 52 Bowman is definitely an affordable alternative. And I actually think it's actually more an attractive card in my opinion. It's from the 52 series. Going back to the White Sox, and this is going to be a Nelly replacing Nelly. This is actually the 52, which I think is actually a more attractive card than the 51. But obviously, his 52 or his 51 is going to get more attention because it's his rookie card. You know, I just love that image in particular. I thought they did a really nice job with it. And we got Nelly Fox. He's got some nice Bowman cards. We'll see him again in a minute. This is a non-Hall of Famer, but one I picked up last year as part of a larger vintage card purchase. It's a really high-grade example of Bruce Edwards, catcher for the Cubs, 1952 Bowman. Almost looking pack fresh. You can tell a little bit of card wear if you really looked at it. That's why I wouldn't have graded out higher, but it's definitely the sharpest Bowman I have from this stack of cards that we're going through now. It looks great. You can see like Wrigley Field in the background there. Just fantastic. Here we got another player that played for the White Sox, but here he's still with Cleveland. This one is really off center. I think that's why I got it so inexpensive when I did. I think I got it at the same time I got the George Kell. I think I got both of these because the auction was a couple of Bowmans at the same time, but it is Early Win. The 52 Bowman. Pretty inexpensive card too, especially in a 2. And 2 is obviously for the massive off-centering for that card. Here we go, Stan Musial. We have the 52. Card definitely shown before. That's not a new purchase or acquisition. I've had that one for a couple years now too. At some point I may need to upgrade just to kind of get that big crease out of the middle there. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me about that card, personally. Now on to 54, as we mentioned, we're skipping 48 and 53. Just a couple from the 54 set. This one got graded not too long ago, Ralph Kiner, but I had the card for like 20-some plus years before I got it graded. I think I remember acquiring it for like $8 or something back in the day off of eBay when you still have to like send in money orders or checks, personal checks to get your cards. We have Bob Feller. Picked him up at the first card show I attended after the pandemic. Picked that up in actually a Carl Hubbell Diamond Star together. They got both cards together from the same dealer for $100 at that point. And then on to 55. A couple 55s for you here. Phil Rizzuto is a card I've owned forever and recently got graded. There is a crease right in the middle of the image, but it is kind of fine, so you have to kind of catch it in the right light to see it. Otherwise, it presents pretty well. Centering could be obviously a little bit better, but whatever. I mean, it was inexpensive and it looks really cool encased at this point. Go Phil Rizzuto. And then we got Nelly Fox again. This is the 55. Guys, I picked this up for I think $20 all in. And it's a nice mid-grade example of this card. I don't need a better copy. Like that one has like all the features that I like of the card. It's sharp and pretty well centered for the 55 Bowman set. Here we have, and I like the lighter borders on the set too, as opposed to these dark ones. You can see the Bob Feller, because they show a lot more wear on the dark ones. Here's a 3. To replace a Feller for a Feller. We're picking that one up at a card show or card shop in Green Bay, Wisconsin, of all places. And the final one I have to show you is another George Kell. I think I got this for like all of $8 back in the day. It's a 2, and it's his 55. The only reason I got that one is because he's pictured with the White Sox. He has a 55 Bowman and a 56 Topps. He's pictured with the White Sox, but 56 Topps I have is also autographed, which is really cool. Well, that's it. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed it. Wanted to keep it pretty brief. We'll be taking pictures of these cards now and kind of putting them up throughout my Instagram feeds and Facebook feeds, or not Facebook feeds, YouTube feeds over the course of the coming weeks. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great week.